I claim two homes. The Brogue is one of them, and I love the Brogue. I love going back and parking my car at Chanceford Elementary, which is now the township building, but it's still Chanceford Elementary to me. And the memories come flooding in. I can still see Lal Boblets falling off those monkey bars and dislocating his elbow. I still walk by Mrs. Bucher's room and get enraged because I think about the number of times she beat my ass in front of the classroom, even when I didn't deserve it. Sometimes I did. But I love the Brogue. I love growing up there. But my second home, I claimed after I graduated from college. I was renting a little apartment in Dallastown. It was actually a spring house, a summer house on a farm. And I figured out that I could buy a house and my mortgage would be cheaper than my rent. And during that time, they had special financing for first home buyers who qualified as low income buying houses in the city. And since I had just graduated from college, I was low income. And I thought, what the heck? So I bought my first house and I moved to York City. So country boy in the city. And I fell in love with York City. I loved living a block from the library on Pine Street. I could walk everywhere. I could walk to Central Market. I could walk downtown to the night spots because I was young, wild, and single, I guess you might say. And I had plenty of bedrooms in my home for my wayward friends who were temporarily homeless because they broke up with their girlfriend or wife or whatever, you know, and they could stay there for however long they wanted and help me out however they could or whatever. But I fell in love with the city. Well, then I met Kim, who had a house in West York, and we decided to start new in a new home. So we went to another town and looked at a house on the east end of the county. I'm going to leave it nameless because I don't claim it as a home. You'll find out why in the story. But we went there, and when we were walking around the town checking it out, it was during their May festival at the school. And we just happened to go to like one of the best pizza places in York County, which happened to be in this little town near the river, maybe on 462. And we were impressed. Little did we know, though, we did not belong there. We did not have the right heritage to live there because we weren't from there. It's one of those places. So for 10 years, we lived in a town as outsiders, to the point that we had a neighbor who would never say hello to us. And I would always say hello to him and wave just because he would never say hello. Not once for a decade, because we were outsiders. And when you're living in a place where you're not welcomed or you don't belong, you realize how much you really do miss home, because you're living as a refugee. Well, our kids eventually graduated from high school. And it was time to get out of there. Back to York, where we could go to First Friday and wouldn't need to drive 30 minutes to get there. And then 30 minutes to get home. And face it, we're getting old, and that drive home was hard. We could just walk there in 10 minutes if we lived downtown. So we got a little place right on Market Street on the 300 block. It's the smallest house on the block, exactly what we wanted. And you know you're home when you wake up in your home for the first time when it snows and your neighbors shoveled your walk. That's when you're home. You know you're home when you get 3 feet of snow and your neighbors spontaneously form a group outside in the alley, which they never plow, so we shovel it. And then we walk to the Yorktown for dinner. You know you're home when you share trash cans with your neighbors and their teenage kids take the trash out for you. I'm at home in York City, just like I was in the Brogue, because my neighbors care about me and they're good people and I care about them. And that's when you're home. And by the way, Corey and I are both from the Brogue area. And oddly, we both live on this same block at East Market Street today. And we are home.